Hi guys, this week is story week and yeah, and I really don't know what to do that much because I feel like my story is probably a little insignificant to others that are out on the web, but I got to do it, so I'm gonna, and yeah, but before I do, we are still needing people, so if you want, just check out the very first video on this channel and figure out what to do. Or comment down below about it and we'll get to you somehow. But yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll start now. Well, I'm going to start with when I was in 5th grade. Or before, a little before 5th grade. When I was like in 4th grade or something, my dad moved to Florida. We live in Texas, like we're from Texas. So he went to Florida for work because a hurricane hit pretty badly over there. And he does that type of work. He like fixes houses and does estimates for them and fixes roofs and all that. And so he went down there to work. And I guess that's where you could say it all started. Not with me. I was still pretty young. I didn't really know what was going on. But yeah. At some point, my mom decided it was a good idea to move to Florida also. So before 5th grade, like that summer, we moved to Florida. But the problem was, it was probably almost the exact same distance away from my dad than it was here. And so we stayed there for only like 6 months. But within that 6 months, my mom got really depressed. Like really depressed. And it wasn't a very nice 6 months, I guess. I mean, they were okay for 5th grader that really didn't know much of what was going on. So, yeah. And so after 6 months, we came back here and things kind of just, stayed the same, I guess. Except the only difference was we had family now. Well, like closer family. And then when I came back here, when I was in 5th grade in Florida, I used to get like in trouble a lot, but it was more so like I got bullied a lot, and then if I did one little thing, people would tell the teacher and then I'd get in trouble. Like, I got suspended for like 2 days because I had one of those, like, I don't know if some of you know about those little tiny little nail files that look like pocket knives, but they're like pink and sparkly and they say like princess on them from Claire's. And I had one of those and I wasn't even using it. It was literally attached to my backpack, but some person told my teacher I tried to stab them with it. And I got suspended. And then another time, like before all this happened, I got diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and I took medicine for a while. I was like on and off different pills because they kept having weird side effects with me. Like one I never ate, and another made me like pass out basically, and then another one just like enhanced the anger. And the ones I was taking in Florida enhanced the anger. And my teacher knew I had to take them because a lot of times I would walk into class in the morning with them because my mom would give them to me in the car because she tend to forget to give them to me at home. And so I would have to take them that instant. And so I would always walk into class, put my backpack up, and the teacher knew. And she'd go and bring me, she'd be like, go, take them, go to the water fountain, get water, take them. And so I would usually do that. Well, one time, at some point, I didn't want to take them anymore, and so I would sneak them into like my pocket or something and act like I took them. And so one time I did, and one of them fell out, and so the same person who got me in trouble before told the teacher, and I got in trouble again. And like apparently I was trying to shove it down somebody's throat and drug deal or something, and like literally it was so weird. Like the only relatively bad thing I did was cheat on a test, and I got caught within the first 2 seconds of even trying. So I obviously am not a very good bad kid. I'm horrible. And so yeah, and then when I moved to back here for the rest of 5th grade, I ended up going to like a private school type thing, and I got bullied there a lot because in my grade of when I was in 5th grade, there was only one other 5th grader, and it was a girl. And then there was 2 4th graders who were boys, and an 8th grader who was a boy. And the 5th grader was dating the 8th grader. Like, the other girl was dating the older dude. And I was friends with the girl, but she was kind of a tomboy, and I was super girly. I wore skirts a lot. I even got in trouble for wearing skirts, because I would wear skirts and have Sophie shorts underneath them, and I'm obsessed with the swing, and so I would always go on the swing, and my skirt would like fly up. That's why I wore Sophie shorts. And I always got in trouble, and I was banned from wearing skirts ever again, and then I had to invest in pants, because I didn't really own any. But like I used to get made fun of all the time for being girly, for being new, and apparently I was rich, which anybody who knows me knows I'm not rich at all. You can see my room. I'm sharing rooms with my brother for the simple fact that I am not rich. And so that should tip you off. And I'm recording this on a phone that has been broken for 2 years because I can't afford to get a new one. So yeah. Just because we bought a new car within that time when I was younger, they assumed I was rich and made fun of me for it. And I got bullied a lot during that time. And then the only reason I was there was because my mom didn't want to put me into public school halfway through the year, because she knew I was really shy. Because on the first day of school in 6th grade, I literally came in crying because I was late and I was scared to walk in front of everybody. Like, the principal brought me to class and I was crying. So yeah, but nothing really happened after that. Like, I mean, there was points in middle school where I did get bullied. It was like, I don't know, it was in between. Like, I would say one thing and then I think the most I ever got bullied in middle school was probably 8th grade, when I said I liked this dude named Jacob, and this girl told Jacob and told the whole school, and she kept telling Jacob. So Jacob thought I was like obsessed with him, even though I said he was cute once throughout the whole year. I just said he was cute once. And so he thought I was obsessed with him, and at some point he thought it was a good idea to get him and his 2 friends to ask me out for him. Even though I said no like 5 million times, he started telling everybody we were dating. And then the next period, he broke up with me, and I really didn't care. I, like, really didn't, and I was just ignoring him during the class. Some people think that I got aggressive because he did that, but no. The reason I threw a pencil at him was because he started singing. He started serenading me, saying how sorry he was, and I was like, shut up. So I threw a pencil at him. And then the teacher, like, he was like, oh, I'm going to tell the teacher. And, like, all of his friends that were in the class were like, oh, send Destineé to OCS. She threw a pencil. The teacher was like, if Jacob was doing that to me, I would do it too. And I was just like, thank you. But, yeah, I got picked on a lot during that time for just liking somebody. I didn't even like him. He's a weirdo. Like, I just thought he was cute for, like, a week. And all of a sudden, I was, like, in love with him, apparently. But, yeah. And then something happened during 8th grade, too. Around, I forgot when exactly, I think 7th grade, my dad got a restaurant, and he ended up being basically best friends with his chef, who was also my sister's best friend's dad. And yeah, but at some point my mom became best friends with him too. You know, best friends. Yeah, he lives here now. Like, this is his house. This is his house. Yeah. And that started a whole bunch of things. And I'm a daddy's girl, so I immediately took my daddy's side. Even if I wasn't a daddy's girl, I probably would have took my daddy's side because of what happened. But I ended up starting freshman year with divorced parents and a new little brother. And so, yeah, and then I was also a bit of a pushover, so I got bullied a lot during freshman year too. But it was more aggressive than it was in 8th grade, because I got spiked in the forehead with volleyball a lot. I got food thrown at me. My so-called best friend made me throw away her chewed gum for her. Yeah. And a bunch of stuff happened. Like, I don't even like talking about it. But then I made Destineé, which is a dance team. It is not something else. It's a dance drill team type thing. And I made it, even though I thought I wouldn't, because apparently I was too short, which no, I wasn't, because there was girls shorter than me on the team already. But yeah, and I made it, and I stopped being a pushover, and I lost friends. I'm gonna do this a lot. Friends. I lost friends. And by friends, I mean the girl that made me throw away her gum and threw food at me because I wouldn't do what she wanted me to do. So yeah. And around this time, like when the divorce happened, basically all freshman year, because I quit dance, because I've taken dance since I was like 4, and I quit in 8th grade because of what was happening, and then I stayed out of it all the freshman year. And during freshman year, I was crazy. I say I was crazy because honestly I think I was, because in 8th grade with the restaurant I had to watch my sister a lot, and for some reason I thought intimidation was the best way to get respect, and it's not. And I literally hurt her a lot, and I regret every second of it. And so yeah, and I regretted it in freshman year when I thought over it. And yeah, well, basically what happened was, on top of being bipolar, I had depression, and I had everything else that was happening, plus my grandpa, who was like my greatest hero, was sick and most likely gonna die soon, and he did. But like all of that put on top of each other, basically both sets of parents having like no money, not that we had any before, even less, as you can tell. And yeah, and basically I just got really, really angry. I cussed a lot. I hated God, and I've noticed that I never actually said God wasn't real. I just said I hated him. So yeah, because I was raised in that stuff, so I can't not believe him. I just don't like him, or didn't like him. I do now. But yeah, I don't know. At some point, I don't know, I just cracked, and I started cutting myself very unsuccessfully, because half the times I would get caught before even doing it. And so, yeah. And then, at some point, there was a point where I got really mad at my mom, and then just completely moved out, because I used to stay at her house and then my dad's house. But at some point I was just like, I'm not staying here ever again, and stayed with my dad forever. And then one point with my dad, we got in like a full-blown fight while we were on like a highway, and I tried to jump out of the car, and he just stopped it and was immediately like, I'm not doing this anymore, you're staying at your grandma's house. And so I ended up staying at my grandma's house for a while. And yeah. And then sophomore year was when Destineé started. And so since I was dancing so much, because I went back into normal dance classes, I was dancing so much, I was really kind of calm. and started to get less angry, and I started to change the way I acted and like start mellow out, I guess. And I stopped cutting myself, and everything kind of just got better. And then my grandpa died January 20th while I was at Western Air practice. I was supposed to go see him after, but then he died while I was there. And so for some reason I only cried on the way to my grandma's house and then stopped, because I was like, for some reason in my mind it just clicked that he's not gone forever. He can now go to everything that I've ever had. Like anything out of town, he can go. And I will see him whenever I die. So it's like not that, like it's not a crazy loss. And so I just kind of like became that rock for some people. And I just try to stay as level-headed as I can. There are times where I do think about it a lot and then I cry about it. And yeah, because he was like he was the go-to person for everybody. He brought you up on a pedestal, expecting so much from you, and he knew you could do so much, and he was like the one person who did. And so yeah, and then when he died, my dad ended up being that person, and he still is, even though he wishes he could do so much more. I'm grateful for what he does now. And through sophomore, junior, senior year, all those years, I got really mature fast. Like, because before I was just throwing a fit, basically. And I got mature really fast, or that's what my dad says. But not as mature as I would have liked, because I always talked about God and being Christian, but I never went to church. I cussed a lot. For some reason in my mind, everybody expected me not to, so I would do it just to be against what they thought. And I just wasn't who I would like to have been then. Because if anybody knows me now, I really cannot cuss. I can't, like, even then when I did do it, everybody made fun of me because, like, not in a bad way, it was like a funny way. Like, because I would never finish the word. I couldn't finish the word. I never could. And, like, now I just can't even do it. Like, it's just weird. I can't say bad words anymore. And, like, now, but yeah, and then throughout school, I guess I was so busy doing things I never really thought about real life, I guess. Because when I graduated, things kind of, like, went downhill. Like, I'm pretty sure nobody in my family knows this. My dad knows parts of it because I got really depressed a lot that whole year. I got really depressed. And my dad knows. But what he doesn't know is I basically ended up having a eating disorder. Because I was so much in depression and I was so lazy that I didn't even have motivation to make food nor eat it. A lot of times if I did eat, it was like a piece of toast and Nutella. It was literally like nothing. Or I would eat like a strawberry or an apple or something. Like, I barely ate. And which is now why I have the theory that I can never lose or gain weight, because I stayed the same weight as I was in high school, even though I ate nothing. Even though I should have gained or at least lose something, but nothing happened. And so, yeah, that whole year and a half, basically, I had depression and an eating disorder. And my dad knew about depression. I don't think, he worked out of town a lot, and so I basically just stayed home alone a lot of times. And I don't think he realized I barely ate, because he used to complain about buying a lot of food and never having it being eaten. And that was mainly why, because I never cared to eat. And even now I don't eat that much. I have to force myself to a lot, because I usually like wait until my stomach's growling, which is probably like twice a day. And then, because when I wake up, I don't eat until like my mom comes home. And I wake up at like 10 and my mom comes home at like 3. And so I don't eat that whole time. So yeah. But after that, my dad got evicted from the house we were in, and he lived in a hotel, and I moved here. And that is why I am here now. my dad did find a house afterwards, but a bunch of stuff happened that I don't even understand, and so, yeah. And then he ended up having to have triple that turned into 4 bypass surgery, and he's not supposed to be working now, but he is because he has no money, and he wants to get me out of here because of reasons. And yeah, but I've been going to, on a good note, I've been going to church nonstop except for one time because it was my grandpa's Christmas party, or birthday, Christmas party. I've been going nonstop since like October. And also recently, last Sunday, even though I have like a huge fear of being in front of people, and I had to do this in front of people, and the one thing I thought would happen did happen, not completely, because I almost fell twice on stage in front of everybody. And so, yeah, but I got, can you read that? I don't know. Yeah, I got baptized. Yeah, it was kind of awkward, and I had to make sure I had waterproof everything on my face, because I started breaking out like 2 days before, and so I had a big zit right here. I still kind of do, but it's down. And I was like, if my makeup washes off and everybody can see this giant red dot, I'm gonna freak. Which, I should probably not think that way. I have my priorities all wrong. I don't know, it was just something I wanted to do for a while, and the last time, when they did the first baptisms at the church, I was like, I'll do it next time. Even though I kind of thought I wouldn't. But my cousin did it, and so I was like, I'll do it with her. And I did it. And I'm happy I did it, because it's the first time in forever. And just to clear something on baptisms, it is not a must. It is not. It's just like an extra step. It's kind of like getting married. Like, you could stay in that area with like most people. You could just date them. It's fine. You'll still get to heaven. But if you want to go above and beyond, you can put a ring on it. I don't know what I'm saying, and yeah. Anyway, that's my not so big story, I guess. I mean, there was more to it than just that. I just don't feel comfortable talking about it a lot, because I'm still kind of trying to overcome it. Like, feeling insignificant towards my little sister, who's my little sister, and I feel like the little sister, but I'm not, and so, yeah. But you know, I just gotta work it out, pray about it. But there's been a lot of good things happening, because I know there's a lot of people who think that, you know, all these bad things are happening, nothing good's gonna happen. Well, honey, it may have not sounded that bad, but I went through a lot of crap for a while, and I thought nothing would happen at all, but I still believed, and I even started believing even more. And I don't think you realize, like, I'm not gonna say everything that's happened now, because it's in the process of happening, but once things start rolling on, I will start letting you know. But there have been a lot of things coming my way that I never would have expected, like school, like college. I accepted that I probably would not go, but all of a sudden, this lady that I haven't talked to in years came in and was like, I'm gonna help you get in, because I got accepted to school. I just didn't know how to get in. I didn't know how to go about doing stuff. I didn't have an SAT score. I didn't have money, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, I'm gonna help you. You're too smart. She calls me a genius, which I think is a total overstatement, not understatement. I'm not that smart. But she was like, here we go. And so that's back on the table. And there's like, I'm 20 and I still don't have a license. I was supposed to take a driver's test like a week ago, but I couldn't because it was really rainy. A lot of people know it's been raining pretty bad down here, and she's helping me with that. So you just gotta hold out. You gotta have faith and hold out and pray and patience. So yeah, that's my story. And probably sorry if it's completely okay. it's not that bad. I know there's people who have had worse. And yeah, so, but if you have had anything like me happen to you, comment down below, let me know, just so I don't feel completely insignificant or alone in this, because I'm probably not. I assume I'm not, but I'm just gonna go with it. And watch tomorrow for Carter and Thursday for Prim. And yeah, I hope y'all find something in this that is okay, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. Thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week. Or, yeah.